Good morning. My name is Maureen Chung. Welcome to Daily Devotional of August the 11th. And the Bible passage is 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 27 to 36. And the title is, Those Who Honor Me, I Will Honor. Yesterday we saw how God blessed the favored son Samuel, who was dedicated lovingly by his mother Hannah for a lifetime of service to the Lord God. And we saw the wicked sons of the priest Eli and how they had no regard for the Lord, treating the Lord's offering with contempt, sleeping with the women who served at the entrance of the tabernacle and ignoring their father's rebuke. Today, God pronounced his judgment to the house of Eli through the prophecy of a man of God. Let's read the passage of 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 27 to 36. Now a man of God came to Eli and said to him, This is what the Lord says. Did I not clearly reveal myself to your ancestors' family when they were in Egypt under Pharaoh? I chose your ancestor out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to go up to my altar, to burn incense, and to wear an ephod in my presence. I also gave your ancestors' family all the food offerings presented by the Israelites. Why do you plural, scorn my sacrifice and offering that I prescribed for my dwelling? Why do you honor your sons more than me by fattening yourselves on the choice parts of every offering made by the people, my people Israel? Therefore the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promised that members of your family would minister before me forever, but now, the Lord declares, far be it from me. Those who honor me I will honor, but those who despise me will be disdained. The time is coming when I will cut short your strength and the strength of your priestly house, so that no one in it will reach old age, and you will see distress in my dwelling. Although good will be done to Israel, no one in your family line will ever reach old age. Every one of you that I do not cut off from serving at my altar, I will spare only to destroy your sight and sap your strength, and all your descendants will die in the prime of life. And what happens to your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, will be a sign to you. They will both die on the same day. I will raise up for myself a faithful priest who will do according to what is in my heart and mind. I will firmly establish his priestly house, and they will minister before my anointed one always. Then everyone left in your family line will come and bow down before him for a piece of silver and loaf of bread and plead, Appoint me to some priestly office so that I can have food to eat. First, Eli forgot what a privilege it was to serve God as his priest. Of the 12 tribes of Israel, God chose the tribe of Levi to serve him in worship and teaching. The high priest was descended from Aaron, the brother of Moses. His job description, according to verse 28, covered 3 areas. A, to go up to my altar. That means to offer sacrifices at the bronze altar for the worshippers. B, to burn incense. That means to enter the holy place of the tabernacle or temple to offer prayers at the golden incense altar. C, to wear an ephod in my presence. That means to seek God's answer by the sacred lots of Urim, meaning no, and Thummim, meaning yes. These were the privileges that Eli seemed to have undervalued. On top of these, God gave the priests all the offerings made with fire by the Israelites. They shared in the peace offerings, yet Eli and his sons scorned the sacrifice and offering as if they were regular food purchased from the marketplace. They fattened themselves with the choice parts of every offering. In letting his sons do as they pleased, Eli honored his sons more than God. This is in stark contrast to what Peter said before his persecutors in the Sanhedrin. We must obey God rather than men. Acts chapter 5, verse 29. Do we fail in spiritual leadership like Eli did? Do we honor our children more than God? Do we honor our spouses more than God? In Peter's case, he didn't obey the ungodly religious leaders while he insisted on obeying God. Do we blindly follow so-called leaders while we disobey God? Let's examine ourselves under the illumination of the Holy Spirit of the living God. If we need to repent, let's do so quickly. Our God is not to be mocked. The consequence of Eli's failure was dire. Look at verse 30. Therefore the Lord, the God of Israel, declares, I promised that members of your family would minister before me forever. But now the Lord declares, far be it from me. Those who honor me, I will honor, but those who despise me will be disdained. Indeed, God promised in Exodus chapter 29, verse 9, the priesthood is theirs by a lasting ordinance. In this way, you shall ordain Aaron and his sons. However, Eli was not the only one of Aaron's descendants. Due to the sin of Eli and his house, they would be excluded from this privilege of priesthood. The priesthood was not an irrevocable right. Hence, all of Eli's descendants would die in the prime of life. Verse 33. The early deaths of the wicked two, Hophni and Phinehas, would soon confirm this prophecy. Furthermore, God would raise up a faithful priest who would do according to God's desires. Indeed, Eli's descendant Abiathar was removed from office by Solomon in 1 Kings chapter 2, and Zadok succeeded him as the high priest. Both prophecies about early deaths of Eli's descendants and the removal of the high priesthood from Eli's family were fulfilled in history. The key verse in this passage is verse 30b. Those who honor me, I will honor, and those who despise me will be disdained. I remember watching the movie The Chariot of Fire that came out in 1981 about the Scottish sprinter Eric Liddell, who turned Christian ministry to China. In the 1924 Summer Olympics, he refused to run in the heats for his favorite 100 meters because they were held on a Sunday. Despite pressures from the British officials, he stuck to his decision. Instead, he ran in the 400 meters held on a weekday, a race that he won. He also won a bronze medal in the 200 meters. In the movie, Eric Liddell's sister gave him a slip of paper with 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30b written on it. Those who honor me, I will honor, but those who despise me will be disdained. He won his gold medal despite running a distance that was not his forte. In 1925, he went to China to serve as a missionary teacher. He died in China in a Japanese civilian war camp in 1945. Eric Liddell was stubborn in his conviction to honor God, and God did honor him. I ask myself, when I'm alone against a tide of peer pressure, will I bend with the flow, or will I insist on honoring God? Will I rather offend people than offend God? I hope when the crunch comes, I shall choose the right thing to do by God's grace. Yes, honor God. There's no way to lose when you do so. Thank you for joining me, and may God bless you. See you tomorrow. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you.